What is going on, y'all? I'm KM Best, here to talk to you about my favorite High Evolutionary deck so far. I've had a lot more time to play around with High Evolutionary. I came into stream, I built like 6 different High Evolutionary decks, all of them revolving around either Spider-Man or, well, basically all of them revolved around Spider-Man, and this is the one that I found to be the most effective, the most powerful, the best deck I've played with High Evolutionary, personally, for right now. Now, since this is a control deck, you're going to need to keep an eye on the metagame and adapt to it. So let's go through some of the card choices and then run some gameplay so you can get a handle on how to play this incredibly interesting list. The first thing I think most people will notice about this list is just how much it has the ability to pass turns. So Wasp, Misty Knight, Sunspot, Nebula, all of them are going to be talked about by me as like one package. And our best draws with this list involve drawing multiple one-cost cards so we can play off curve. Sunspot, of course, soaks energy. So whenever you go off curve, you end up being able to get a little bit more power on the Sunspot. He's been very, very useful for me. Nebula is just a phenomenal threat for a one-cost card, and generally does a little bit well, in terms of controlling your opponent's play or as a unit in a storm location. So she's outstanding in this deck. You have so many ways to prevent opponents from playing on the location that she's at. She's very often a 5 or 7 power unit. Definitely worth the inclusion. And Misty Knight is, I think, the card I was most surprised by in this list. I do think she's probably the worst of the 3 one-cost cards that you have in here, but she's just good enough. And your best draws, like I said, come when you can play off curve with one-cost cards. So you get a one-cost card on 1, you get a one-cost card on 2, you get a 2-cost card on 3, and you start really racking up those Misty Knight activations. There are very few cards that I'm willing to go off curve for, or, in this deck, off curve is on curve. So one of the major cards that I'm willing to go on curve for, even if I have these cards pushing me to stay off curve, is Storm. Storm is unbelievable right now. She is a phenomenal unit, just incredible. So one of the things I've talked about a lot in most of my metagame breakdowns recently is how much respect other decks have to pay to Kitty Pryde. And Kitty Pryde is a deck that most people answer by running Wave. So Wave helps you pay respect to Kitty Pryde. You wave them on the 5th turn of the game, and they are unable to explode with the Kitty Pryde Hitmonkey play. You win that. Another great way to prevent a Kitty Pryde deck from winning is to Storm one location and Spider-Man another. That is so damn good. Remember, Hitmonkey scales with the amount of cards they can play. And if you limit where they can play cards, A, they're probably going to lose those locations because they're devoting so much to Kitty Pryde herself, and B, you limit the power of their overall final turn because there are less locations for them to play on. This is a great way of addressing the Kitty Pryde issue without having to run Wave yourself. Spider-Man is unbelievable. Spider-Man is just phenomenal in this list, and I think this list sort of demonstrates to me that he is one of the most powerful cards in Marvel Snap, even though his cube equity is pretty minimal, because a lot of the time you'll do a Spider-Man, but it won't be 100% clear that you have absolutely won the game. It'll only be like, 60% clear. People will stay in after this card unless you make it super clear that they're dead. And generally speaking, you do have a lot of ways to make it super clear, so you do have to be aggressive with your snaps on Spider-Man turns. And most of all, there are so many decks that rely on being able to play in specific locations in order to actually win games, and Spider-Man just takes those decks and puts them in the dumpster. I do not think that anyone can play this list and come away thinking, oh yeah, Spider-Man, he's not good. Spider-Man's one of the best cards in this entire list, a phenomenal addition, a very powerful control card, but I should note, this is an important one, you are playing Spider-Man on turn 5 basically every game. He is not a card you play on turn 4. You play him on turn 5, floating some energy. That's what you do with Spider-Man. The basic game plan is Storm lane, fill up the Storm lane, Spider-Man on 5, we're done here. That's what we do. So, in the context of filling up storm lanes, Cyclops is so good at winning storm lanes. As long as you continue to play off curve, which if everything is going well, you will, Cyclops will dominate most plays in storm lanes. Cyclops in a one drop, very hard to beat in this list. And I think you'll see a lot of value by just playing a Cyclops, maybe a Wasp in your storm lane. But remember, if you're going to play Doctor Doom, keep one spot open just in case. Cyclops is just genuinely great as a card you can play off curve that will be strong enough to win a lot of different storm lanes. What I think truly makes this deck shine is the interplay on turn 6 between Doctor Doom and the Hulk. So, High Evolutionary Hulk is very often 16 to 20 power in this list, and the threat of that versus the threat of Doctor Doom is just a very difficult thing for your opponents to play around. They have to respect the gigantic Hulk in one lane, and they also have to respect the multi-lane threat of Doctor Doom. Now, this also gives you another sort of major way to win, which is you Spider-Man one lane or you Storm one lane, and then you say Hulk is just big enough to win another one. So that is definitely something that is super plausible to me as a major game plan. It definitely comes up a lot. And what you'll see when you play this deck is that there are a lot of different ways to use these cards. So it's not just the mix-up between Doom and Hulk that makes Hulk shine. It's also the fact that, a Hulk is just enormous and can win a lane on his own, and you only really need to scam one lane with your Storm or Spider-Man to make Hulk win another lane just on his own. He is a gigantic unit of a card and should be respected. Another thing that's a little underrated here is these are actually the two strongest 6-cost cards on pure power in most cases, right? So Doctor Doom is 6 cost 15 power, Hulk is 6 and usually anywhere between 14 and 20. The numbers that this deck puts out are bigger than they look. Let's talk about Luke Cage. I would not be running Luke Cage in this list if everyone else was not also playing High Evolutionary lists, but unfortunately, everyone else is playing High Evolutionary lists, and that's just the world we're going to have to live in. It's tough, because I would really like to ideally include an armor to keep my 1-drops alive, or something along those lines. If you don't have Jeff, I would encourage trying armor, by the way, as a note. But because I'm seeing so much other High Evolutionary, I can't cut this card. I don't have the ability to cut this card. Maybe in the future, I will be able to remove Luke Cage from my deck. For now, I just don't think I can, even though I really would enjoy the ability to do so. However, you should also note Luke Cage free winning some of the Necrotia style lanes is pretty good in this deck, where any lane that you win for free almost instantly means you win the game, because if you win a lane for free, you're gonna win another one thanks to all your scams. Luke Cage does have some more upside than just beating other High Evolutionary decks. So let's talk about Jeff a little bit. I think he's a natural fit for these kind of decks, even if there's not a ton of Miles Morales synergy going on here. Jeff specifically is just good enough to run, and if you have a specific idea of what you want to target, that's a great thing. But Jeff, his synergy with being able to go in a storm lane, it's pretty useful. His ability to move around lets you create lockouts that can really keep your opponent guessing where your power is going to be, and in the context of the mix-up that we have on turn 6 between Doom and the Hulk, that's actually even more valuable. So I do think Jeff is the right call for now, but I won't blame you if you're like, I don't want to lose to Killmonger, I'm going to play armor instead. I think that's fine. Just remember to play off curve. High Evolutionary himself is, to me, the most controversial inclusion in here. This card sucks. As a 4/4, you're not playing this guy. You just aren't. And that is a reasonable cost, I think, for what you get out of this list, which is a really big Hulk and a few, the Cyclops interaction is phenomenal, the Wasp is phenomenal. You get some good stuff, but we're not fully in on High Evolutionary. And I do think it is something of an open question as to whether or not this is better than the Iron Lad versions, or maybe even if we can put Iron Lad in here, because, you know, Iron Lad hitting the Hulk, Cyclops, Doom, there's a ton of great Iron Lad targets in here. I wouldn't be super opposed to fitting it in. It's the kind of thing that I would love to fit in once Luke Cage stops being mandatory. But for now, I think we are sort of still on just the list that we've been looking at so far. And I do wonder if this is a significant upgrade from the other shells that work with Storm and Spider-Man. And I do think it is, actually. And the reason for that upgrade is the extra good one drop that you get that lets you be able to continue to play off curve, and the big Hulk at the end. Cyclops is gravy, but very good in this deck. Cyclops is absolutely great as a card that you can play off curve and win a Storm lane with. So definitely would recommend including him. And part of the reason I got turned on to this deck in the first place was I went and looked at lockdown decks on untap.gg, and using the filters that I use, this had a better win rate, a higher cube rate than the Iron Lad versions, and that's where I sort of got this from. I was like, all right, you know what? I was not sure if this is actually an upgrade over the Iron Lad versions, but now, you know, I'm looking at some numbers. They're preliminary numbers, obviously. A lot more people are playing High Evo than they are Iron Lad, and I think the biggest risk for this deck is that it is an inferior version of the Iron Lad list, but frankly, I have not felt that. I have felt like this is a better version of the Iron Lad list, and maybe the best way to play a control play style in Marvel Snap. So in terms of play tips, the major things you're going to have to keep in mind are playing off curve is genuinely important. I do not play off curve on turn 1, but if, for example, I only have Misty Knight, I will try to play that on turn 2. I also generally try to value the Misty Knight procs. Sometimes I will just guess with a Wasp and a Misty Knight on turn 2, and hopefully I'll get at least a proc on the Wasp. Maybe I'll hit an opponent with it. I just want to make sure I'm getting value. I built the deck to do this, so I'm going to do it, right? And I think, you know, obviously understanding that you need to play Spider-Man on 5 and not on 4, that's really important. There are some locations that make you play him on 4, but they are pretty rare. Like Avengers Compound making it so they don't get a turn 5, phenomenal thing to do. But generally speaking, you do have something of a weakness to Killmonger, and you do have, you know, you have to be aware of that and play around it. Granted, the only real lists playing Killmonger right now are Thanos decks, and I actually think that's a pretty good matchup. There'll be a couple of them in the video itself, but I think this deck just plays a little bit differently from other decks, and you definitely will benefit from watching the gameplay here. So I hope you enjoyed this look at what I consider to be my favorite High Evolutionary deck by a pretty significant margin. So check out the gameplay, and hopefully you learned something, and hopefully this deck does as well for you as it has for me, because I have been blown away, personally. I've been absolutely blown away by this. So it's incredibly powerful. As always, I have been KM Best. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, or if you wouldn't like to subscribe to my channel, you should subscribe to my channel. Have a good one, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Marvel Snap using you as clickbait was not on my High Evo bingo card. I mean, thank you? I love being used as clickbait by Marvel Snap. That's my favorite thing. I'm super excited. Can I sub out Jeff with Nightcrawler? Shit, probably. Alright, another kitty deck. That really fucks up our Nebula. Okay. Wait, why would you not play it there? I don't get it. What's going on here? Maybe Cyclops into the... No! Okay, you know what? That's probably an equal trade. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Lakay Daniil. Thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the besties. Bot moment? It's not a bot. Bots don't have those cards. Invisible Woman. Yeah, definitely not a bot. That's like an up-to-date list. Cam played MTG? I did. Today's Penguin fact is that a penguin's diet depends on their size. Larger penguins eat squid and cuttlefish, while smaller penguins have to scrape krill off the underside of ice. Intriguing. Why Invisible Woman hides everything but herself? Huh. That is a kind of a cute question, yeah. Why pass instead of Spider-Man there? Why would I Spider-Man on turn 4? I discarded my Professor X. There's absolutely no upside. I want a Spider-Man right now. Right? Like, nice fucking Sarah, dude. Like, I just do this. Spider-Man right now. And then Spider-Man's fucking broken, right? That is my read on this situation. So, I'll go Wasp, Hulk, move Jeff middle. Actually, they could Shang-Chi me, couldn't they? Ah, whatever, who gives a shit? Shang-Chi me, bro, I'm good. I wish I had been able to throw priority harder. Yeah, I lose to some shit. It's cool. Wasp into Hulk left to avoid Shang. You know what? Maybe that's better. I mean, it's fundamentally a 50-50 though, right? And the Invisible Woman is more, I don't know. It's just fundamentally a 50-50, so I'm just going to make the play. I'm going to play it in the lane that it's actually worse, which now we just see if he guesses correctly. I had to move Jeff to throw Prio. That is probably correct. Enchantress! That is going to turn off my Hulk, but unfortunately it's still 12. Oh my god. So close. It's so close. It's so close. We are Wasp Gaming chat. Killmonger won that. I mean, if they had Enchantress, Killmonger, and Kitty Pryde fully confident they could load up here, then yes. I wonder if we ever were supposed to play the Hulk over here. I think maybe we were. Because they just wouldn't expect us to go for this lane. Or to be able to go for this lane. I think maybe we were supposed to do that. Interesting. I wish HE gave Rocks, Doombots, and other vanilla tokens abilities too. I don't know why you would expect it to. Does anyone know why Giganto has no HE upgrade yet? Because Giganto has an ability. Giganto does a thing. Fuck. Now I'm storming on 4. But I get to do it off curve, so there is that. Misty Knight is so mid, so many better options. I mean, we're playing, like, past tribal, right? Like, we're playing past the turn with 1 energy up tribal. We might as well play her. Maybe she should be Shocker in here. Is HE viable to climb? Yes. Or are you just playing it because it's new? Also, yes. See, like, this is where relying on the 1-drop sucks, right? Like, Thanos into, like, Killmonger shit? Brutal. Just brutal. Why would they play the wave? All right, here's my contention. If you don't get to play any cards next turn, you're gonna fucking die. You do not get to play cards next turn. I, on the other hand, do. If that is Galactus, I got their ass. Cool Doom. Now, you don't play any cards and you die. 0 cards can be played by my opponent this turn. Fun game of Marvel Snap. Hindsight, Doom left could have won that? Yeah. Alright, Nebs. Hindsight, Doom is the strongest Doom. This guy's name means, like, something fucked up in Portuguese, right? That's what I seem to recall. Is that this guy's name means, like, cuck in Portuguese or something? Based? What the fuck are they doing? Holy shit, what are they cooking? What are they cooking, chat? What are they cooking? Cyclops, okay. That is exactly the card I wanted to play next turn. I guess I still can. Okay. That's not the Hulk. I needed to draw the Hulk. Needed to draw the Hulk to win this game, I think. Without the Hulk, I do not guarantee win this game. I lose to their soak here without the Hulk. Oh well. Okay, I beat that. I beat that specifically. You not soaking here, I do beat thanks to Nebula. Love that for me. Another dub for Spiderman. Does Wasp plus soak equals win? It would be a tie because they could also soak. And if they didn't soak, I could lose the outer locations, I think. So I think my play was this basically always. So if they did soak here, we would have won the side lanes because we would have been up by more than they were on the Nexus. Yeah. Because we would have had 7 here and like a bunch here. If they full soaked, we would have won these 2. Because we would have been very close on the Nexus and we would have been plus enough here. So I think we were always supposed to do what I did. I think it covered the most possible eventualities, right? Soak left is a better Doom against anything but Killmonger? No. It's a worse Doom against them soaking. If they soak on our previous board state, we would have tied this lane and lost this one. I think. We could have gotten a Misty hit, actually. Maybe we were always supposed to just play for the Misty hit? I don't know. I just feel like this covered the most shit. I feel like this covered the most possible things, and I didn't think it was possible to lose when we did this. Seems like basically every play they could make. She's living. The dream, chat. We're living the dream. We're living the dream. Nebula in danger room. God damn, you queen. Oh, baby! Look at that Cyclops. Oh, yeah. Look at the Cyclops and the Luke Cage. Let's go. Yeah, Spider-Man is pretty meta-dependent. Yo! Yo! Fucking Professor X me, dude? You gonna Professor X me? Oh my god. I can't believe they thought that would work. I cannot believe they thought that a Professor X would work. Do it. Play it. Play your Profex. Really? You lose that. You just lose it right now. What the fuck, man? Oh! Cyclops soloing over here. Cyclops is soloing. My god. Is that opponent a bot or what? No. Bots don't have high evolutionary, dude. Probably just, like, taking a poop or whatever, man. I don't know if there is a good Jeff replacement. Misty to Iceman. Instinctively, I would say no to that. It's definitely too soon to change Luke out. Oh! Spider-Man! Holy shit, Spider-Man's so broken! Spider-Man's so broken! Oh my god! The Spider-Man coming in hot. Alright, what's good? No turn 5. You do not get a turn 5. I refuse to allow you the courtesy of a turn 5. Spider-Man! You think there's any way to sneak a Chavez in? Yeah, I mean, like I said, Luke, Misty are the flex spots, right? Woo! Let's go! Oh, yeah. Hit me. Hit me, baby, one more time. We play the Luke now to make it so they can't get a free A-bomb, I think. I don't love Chavez in here either. I think... Alright, no cheap A-bomb for you. And your Cyclops doesn't do anything. So... what are we doing now? We go Dr. Doom, Wasp? Sure, why not? Why not? I don't know. I got no idea. Move Jeff mid? I don't think so. We have a Dr. Doom going there, right? Jeff mid, Hulk right. I don't like that. We lose to their... Like, if they have a Devil Dinosaur or their own Hulk, I don't think that makes as much sense. Now Dan is a pro Hearthstone player. We play a lot, actually. Newbie Snacks with the tier 1. Welcome back for 6 months. Thank you so much. It's just an awkward spot for them. Like, there's a bunch of 50-50s here, but I think this one is just sort of generically very hard to deal with. Like, I think we could lose to their Doctor Doom on the left, but that's pretty much it. That's kind of it. Super Scroll, so they get the Luke Cage buff. Very cool. Zabu, okay, that does not beat... That is the shit that does not beat Doctor Doom, right? Like, this is like, okay, we did the thing. Spider-Man is sincerely messed up. Like, Jesus. Like that goddamn. This card might be the best card in Marvel Snap. But it's impossible for me to tell you which one you should value more, because that is entirely down to what you value. I would love to draw Spiderman. I would love to draw the card Spiderman. So actually, Wasp plus Soak is probably better. Plus 6 on Sunspot and the 3-power diff with Wasp is 9 power effective to all lanes. How are you suggesting we play Wasp? Because it's not actually a full 3-power diff, because all of our cards in that lane had 3 power when we move, that we would have to move out to play Wasp. I don't know, Nubstep. I really fucking hope not. Yeah, you don't get turns. That's kind of annoying, but we can still draw Luke or just play our Doctor Doom. Oh! Yep, it's 1 power in Doom's favor, plus it's so much harder for us to lose with the Doom. I don't fucking know what's going on here, by the way. Alright, Space Stone gets them what? It's going to be entirely down to their pulls, isn't it? Wasp, great pull. Love that for me. Tie the left, and 2 stones. And we got him. Spider-Man is so fucking good. God damn. Spider-Man. See, these are the hands where I just like really want a 1-drop. Galactus plus High Evo bad. Yeah. That would be my read on it. Yeah. I would think that's not a good combination of things to do. Please add that your Broad impersonation is not optimal yet. True. I think I just blow this to get the... Oh, we got him? Let's go. Let's go! My shit's awesome! Let's fucking go! Give me that Quantum Realm? Let's go. Quantum Realm! We're popping off. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. He knows. He knows what this means. No ongoing stone here. No Wasp. That doesn't do anything. That's a Wasp. He knows what this means. He knows what this means. It means I get a turn and he doesn't get a turn. He already used that reality stone. He knows. He knows what this means. Arr! Yes! That's what we're going for, chat. We're going for R. That's so good. God damn. Oh, fuck. What a fucking maniac! Oh my god. Okay. He's gonna win this game anyway somehow, and I am so annoyed by it. I can't figure out how, but he's gonna win this game anyway, and I'm very annoyed. There's like a free death here, right? So it's like death plus dino, maybe? Oh. Spiderman does it again! Annoying. Is the theme of today High Evo lockdown? Mostly, yeah. I'll play. Why no Luke with all the mirrors floating around? I mean, you could replace Scorpion with Luke. I don't care. I think it's basically that we lose to Luke anyway. Yeah, we're just trying to find the best shell, is really all we're at, right? Like, that's all we're trying to do. We just want the best shell here. Okay, so... That's so fucking bad. Alright, hear me out. I was not watching the tourney. I did ask Hannah if I could restream it, and she did say yes. But, oh, we're so fucking dead. Wait. Oh! Okay, there's still a lockjaw there, but, you know, whatever. Okay, maybe something good here, like a Profex? No? No Profex? No Profex, huh? Oh, man, I'm relying on this Hulk a little too much, I think. Oh, God. We're so dead, right? There's no way he pulls anything small enough to lose. Yeah, we're dead. Oh, wait, no, we can move Jeff in there. Huh. Huh. I don't know how many times they passed the turn, but I'm gonna find out. I think it's Jover here, I'll be honest with you. I think it is Jover. I think we are dead. So, like, Dino or the Hulk. I think we are dead, but we'll see. This meta is so dog shit when you aren't even into the full Spider-Man for another 2 weeks, dog. I wish I could have drawn Spider-Man this game, fuck. I honestly feel like we got so unlucky in terms of Quantum Realm showing up and just kind of fucking us over. Probably 50-50. I don't think it is. I think the reason he's tanking is he's counting how big my Hulk is. Gonna run any Thanos today to see that oh! Got him! Let's go! He's so large and so in charge, chat. Oh! Oh! The size of this man. He's so in charge. He's so large.